called it Discovery, but explorers found only silence, an island left to rot, crawling with vines, shadows, and forgotten screams. What was abandoned, and why?
Disney World is often thought of as a land where dreams are built to last forever, but not every Disney attraction stands the test of time. Hidden in the quiet waters of Bay Lake, just a stone's throw from the bustling Magic Kingdom, lies Discovery Island, one of Disney's most infamous, abandoned properties. Its story stretches back more than a century, weaving together tales of eccentric owners, failed ventures, ambitious Disney projects, and finally, a haunting legacy as one of the most notorious urban exploration sites in Florida. Before Disney, the island at the heart of Bay Lake predated the resort by decades. In the late 19th century, Florida was still a largely undeveloped frontier when railroad tycoon Henry B. Plant extended his lines through central Florida. Among the land parcels he acquired was Bay Lake, a scenic body of water about 12 miles southwest of Orlando. Though Plant had no need for the lake, its sizable central island drew local interest. By the early 20th century, the property shifted hands several times and was colloquially known as Rye Island, named after one of its early owners. Later, it became Riles Island when a local family took residence there. Its most colorful caretaker arrived in 1937, Delmare Radio Nick Nicholson, a radio broadcaster and amateur zookeeper. After a failed attempt at running Orlando's first zoo, Nicholson bought the island, renamed it Idle Bay Island, and turned it into a fruit farm. He lived there with his wife and a pet crane, transforming the spot into a quirky retreat for friends and locals. By the 1950s, ownership passed again to the Bay Isle Club, which briefly tried to market it as a local campground and event space. Though the dream fizzled, the island was about to catch the attention of a much bigger dreamer, Walt Disney himself. When Walt Disney began scouting Florida for what would become Walt Disney World, he noticed Bay Lake and its central island from the air. Intrigued, he designated the lakefront area as one of the first development zones. After Disney's death in 1966, his brother Roy carried out the vision, and construction of the Magic Kingdom began nearby. Initially, Disney had big plans for the island, at one point branding it Blackbeard's Island with a concept involving pirate forts and shipwrecks. Early park maps teased the idea, but the project never materialized. By the early 1970s, as Disney World expanded with resorts in the Seven Seas Lagoon, the island remained unused and mysterious. In 1974, Disney finally opened the island to the public under the name Treasure Island, themed after the studio's 1950 film adaptation of Robert Louis Stevenson's novel. Guests accessed it by boat and could explore shipwrecks, bird habitats, and trails named after characters from the movie. But the execution fell flat. Beyond a single shipwreck prop, the theming was minimal, and guests found little incentive to spend time there, especially with the more immersive Pirates of the Caribbean attraction already available in the Magic Kingdom. Treasure Island was quickly reimagined, and by 1978, it reopened under a new name and a completely different focus: Discovery Island. Discovery Island embraced its identity as a zoological park. Disney filled the island with over 500 species of rare birds, animals, and plants. Parrots, flamingos, toucans, vultures, swans, and cranes lived alongside Galapagos tortoises and alligators. A massive aviary walkway showcased tropical birds, while winding jungle trails created the illusion of wandering through natural habitats. Disney presented Discovery Island as both a tourist attraction and a conservation effort. In 1981, it became an accredited zoological park, and even hosted the last remaining dusky seaside sparrows, a species that sadly went extinct in 1987. Despite these achievements, Discovery Island never became a top Disney attraction. Tickets were cheap, but transportation was limited to boats, and as Disney World grew, with EPCOT opening in 1982, fewer visitors made the trip. By the late 1980s, Discovery Island faced challenges beyond lack of interest. Wild black vultures plagued the island, stealing food and harassing guests. Disney's attempts to control them backfired. Employees were accused of animal cruelty, leading to fines and government oversight in 1989. In the 1990s, as Disney prepared to open Animal Kingdom, Discovery Island's fate was sealed. Animal Kingdom, with its vast safari habitats and modern facilities, made the tiny island zoo obsolete. Why pay to ride a boat to see parrots, when you could walk into Animal Kingdom and watch elephants, lions, and gorillas? On April 8, 1999, Discovery Island officially closed. Its name lived on inside Animal Kingdom, where the park's central hub is still called Discovery Island today. Once closed, the island was abandoned. Disney relocated the animals, but the infrastructure was left to rot. Nature quickly reclaimed the trails and buildings, and the island became a source of eerie fascination for urban explorers. The most famous early expedition was by photographer Shane Perez in 2005. Swimming across the gator-infested lake at night, he documented abandoned aviaries, animal care buildings, and even dimly glowing lights still powered years after closure. His photos sparked rumors that Disney had abandoned live animals there, though in reality the vultures and other birds were wild inhabitants. Through the 2010s, more explorers documented their forbidden adventures. Some camped overnight, others signed their names on backstage whiteboards, like a hidden roll call of trespassers. By 2020, however, Disney had increased surveillance, even installing motion sensor cameras. That year, a Florida man named Richard McGuire, who dubbed himself the Southern Pirate, was caught camping on the island for several days during the COVID-19 lockdown. He was arrested, fined, and banned from Disney property for life. Since then, Discovery Island has been tightly monitored, effectively ending the era of urban explorers. Unlike River Country, the abandoned water park across the lake that was eventually demolished, Discovery Island has lingered untouched. Its isolation makes redevelopment costly, and its dilapidation makes cleanup daunting. There were once rumors of transforming it into a live-action Miss Puzzle Island experience in the late 90s, but those plans never materialized. Today, the overgrown ruins remain off-limits, watched over by cameras and populated by vultures. The only factor that might force Disney's hand is the ongoing construction of a new resort on the former River Country site. Guests at that hotel will have direct views of Discovery Island, and having high-paying visitors overlook an abandoned wildlife sanctuary may eventually push Disney to act, whether by cleaning it up, repurposing it, or simply erasing the remnants. Discovery Island stands as one of the strangest chapters in Disney history. It never reached the iconic status of Disney's theme parks, yet its afterlife as an abandoned forbidden zone has made it legendary. In many ways, it represents the bridge between Disney's smaller experimental attractions of the 1970s and the grand, fully realized theme lands of today. The design lessons learned, integrating animals into natural habitats using winding exploration paths, were carried forward and perfected at Animal Kingdom. While it may never reopen, Discovery Island remains a haunting reminder that even Disney's dreams can fade, leaving behind forgotten ruins in the middle of a magical lake. Disney buried it, but not deep enough. Legends rot slowly like corpses in the sun. And on that island, something still waits.
Discovery Island stands still, trapped in its own decay. Disney buried it, but not deep enough. Legends rot slowly like corpses in the sun. And on that island, something still waits.